Hello there dear YouTubers, my name is King1993 and today I'll be talking about another Valkyrie character. And before starting about this video, to understand that this is a beginner's guide only, okay? And the reason behind that is I do not have enough money to buy enough crystals to get all of the weapons or the Stigmata set, which is why this is a beginner's guide only and I cannot give you the meta guide because that is not possible for me, okay? So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so today's character will be called Seele Vollerei. Okay, now there are total 3 Seele Vollereis in the game: Stygian Nymph, Solitary Phantasm, and this one is called Starchaser Nyx. Okay, now out of these 3, these 2 are considered as a physical damage dealer, and this one is considered as an ice damage dealer. Not only she is an ice damage dealer, rather in the Honkai Marisa tier list, she is one of the most top tier ice damage dealer in the game. Like if you have her on the team, most of the time you are gonna be able to do the top score on the leaderboard. Okay, like that much strong this character is. Now in case if you are wondering which one of them are support type, well, not a single one of them are support type, rather all of these are actually DPS, except for, okay, all of them are DPS. And for this one, even though she is considered as an A rank character in the game, this Solitary Phantasm is actually as strong as Harsher of the Void. So when compared to strength, this one is equivalent to Harsher of the Void. This one is a bit upper than that, and this one is on the top position. Okay, now let's talk about the best recommended set for those Seele Vollerei character. So first of all, let's go to this place and then select on weapon and then select this scythe. Okay, so once you have selected the scythe, go to this bottom, and once you go to this bottom, the first one will show you is Sanguine Gauge Union. Now this is a 6-star weapon, and this 6-star weapon is especially made for Starchaser Nyx. If you read the description, you will see that this one will do ice damage dealing only. Okay, now in case if you do not have let's say Sanguine Gauge, you can give this Skadi of Thalheim or whatever the name is to Starchaser Nyx as an alternative. This one is best for Argent Knight Artemis, but Starchaser Nyx can actually use this because this can also do ice damage. Okay, now let's say what about the Stygian Nymph? Okay, for Stygian Nymph, the best weapon for her is this weapon called Path to Archeon Kindred, and this one does a lot of physical damage dealing. Okay, and I do not have this, but I have the character, so that is a plus point in that case. And in case if you're wondering, okay, can you give her something else? Yes, you can give her something else. I'm gonna talk about that later. Okay, now what about, let's say, for Solitary Phantasm? Okay, even though Solitary Phantasm signature weapon is this Undyne's Tale, you can give Undyne's Tale to Solitary Phantasm, but let's say you want to do more damage dealing, then from that perspective I suggest that you give this Path to Archeon to Solitary Phantasm, because this is a pre-arm. That is point number 1, and point number 2 is a pre-arm weapon is far better than a non-pre-arm weapon. And not only that, this third point is this weapon is a physical damage dealing weapon. So when it comes to damage dealing, obviously for Solitary Phantasm this is a very good option. Okay, okay, now even though I had shown you all of those weapons, the only problem is you can't actually get them easily because they require crystals to get. Okay, but another problem with the 3 characters in the game, okay, one is Fuhua, another is Rita and Seele Vollerei. The problem with them are that they do not have any weapon which you can basically upgrade to pre-arm from this bounty section. Basically speaking, they do not have any bounty weapons, so as a result you have to rely on something else, otherwise it's not gonna be possible to actually use them to their full advantage. And even if you were to have those items, the only problem is they are not that much worth it. For example, this is called Onyx Iron. Okay, so I have this Onyx Iron, but here's the thing, I never used this Onyx Iron. Like that much bad this situation is. Even though I had gotten this onyx iron for free for some reason, I do not knew what was the reason. Okay, I do not remember anymore, but this is the only weapon which is gonna be available. Other than that, if you want to get any of the other weapon, you have to get those original weapon first, okay, in order to make them, and then you'll be able to change them into something else. Like that much problematic it is. For example, if I do not have the 5-star version of this weapon, I cannot actually turn them into 6-star, neither can I turn some other weapon into a 6-star weapon. Like that much bad it is. Okay, now let's talk about the stigmata set. Okay, now each character have their own stigmata set obviously, but even after that, let's see what are they. So for this one, the Swallowtail, Stygian nymph, that is for Stygian nymph, are recommended stigmata set is called Alan Poe. Now, truth to be told, I do not have Alan Poe, so I actually cannot give you a proper recognition of whether is it actually worth it or not. But here's the thing: it is especially made for the Seele characters, especially the physical damage dealing ones. So if you were to have this, obviously it will do you a lot of damage dealing in that part. Okay, but whether it is a equivalent to G3 or G4, that much I do not know. Okay, like it is good. Okay, it is good, but are they worth it or not, I actually cannot say because I do not have them. Okay, so that is it for Stygian name. Now let's see for Swallowtail Phantasm. Now for Swallowtail Phantasm, they had given her the recommended set, and that is called the direct set. Okay, now the direct set is actually very powerful set in the game, like so powerful that even though this direct set is a G3 stigmata set in the game, at least this direct set is actually worth it. Like it will get, like you must need to spend about 6 months to get all of these full set. Okay, like 2 months for each of these stigmata pieces. So at the end of the day, the question is, are they worth it? Yes, they are worth it, and I have them, which is why I know. Okay, now for this one, Star Zone Nyx, our recommended set is this varnish set. Okay, now here's the thing: if you have this whole varnish set, only then your Seele Vollerei is gonna be able to do so much amount of damage that she is gonna be considered as the EX tier in the Marisa Honkai tier list. Okay, like that much strong this varnish set is. Okay, so obviously when it comes to ice damage ceiling, go for this varnish set if you have enough crystals, that is. Okay, okay, now even though the stigmata set which I have just shown you are basically stigmata set that you must need to get with using crystals, so we must need to know some other alternative method. Go to this equipment section and go to this stigmata set and then select on forge. Now first of all, let's talk about the types. Okay, for example, there are divided into 2 categories. One is basic stigmata, G1, G2, G3 and G4. Basically, basic stigmatas are stigmatas that you are going to get at the beginning part of your game, and they are going to be easy to get. And G1 is a sacrificial set for G2, G2 is a sacrificial set for G3, and G3 is a sacrificial set for G4, and G4 is the strongest one. Okay, so first of all, let's start with the physical type. Now for the physical type, let's go to this bottom. I suggest that you start with Marco Polo, because Marco Polo, even though is a beginner set, Marco Polo is still a very good set. Okay, like if you have this Marco Polo set in your account, okay, yes, in your account, then obviously at the beginning part of your gameplay, it is going to be actually very easy to get large quantity of scores. Okay, not extremely large, but large quantity of scores you can get it at a very easily. Okay, now as you go from this G1 to G2, you must need to consider of which type of stigmata set you need to get, because you have to sacrifice them. Okay, so Ekaterina is a sacrificial set for Michelangelo, and Michelangelo is a sacrificial set for Direct, and Direct is a sacrificial set for Alicia. So if you want to have Alicia, then you can start from Ekaterina. But here's the thing, if you want to get, let's say, Alicia set in a very shortcut manner, then the only shortcut which I suggest that you do is to get the Michelangelo set, use Michelangelo set as a sacrificial set for Direct, and use Direct as a sacrificial set for Alicia. In that manner, you will be able to at least have a set that will provide you enough benefit to actually enjoy the game. For example, if you just try to grind for only Direct, then what will happen is it will take you about 2 months to get one pieces, okay? Whereas if you were to use this Michelangelo, then here is the thing, you can get Michelangelo in, let's say, in 2 months you can get all of the Michelangelo set, okay? Now once you have the Michelangelo set, then what will happen is in 3 months you will be able to get all of these 3 pieces of Direct in a constant manner, okay? And once you have this Direct set, then it will take you another 3 months to get all of this Alicia set. So basically speaking, in that manner you will have all of the Alicia set. But if you were to follow my mistake, for example, I directly went from Direct set, okay? You get the pun, right? So what happens is, even though Direct is written here is Direct, it's not actually a Direct set. It's gonna cost you about 6 months to actually get all the Stigma pieces of Direct. So I suggest start with Michelangelo, then with Direct, then with Alicia. Now let's talk about the ice one. Now if you start with the ice basics, start with Rasputin, because like Marco Polo, just by having Rasputin and hitting your enemies, all of the Stigma skills is gonna be activated, okay? That is good, very good set. Rasputin is a very good set, okay? Now as you go up, start with Nohime, and then use Nohime as a sacrificial for Robert Peary, and use Robert Peary as a sacrificial for Anna's Cardiac. But now here's the thing, Anna's Cardiac, okay, is gonna be worth it again. Is a very good set where all of these pieces are damage providers. So which is why if you were to have all of these 3 Anna's Cardiac set, okay, but not set, I mean pieces, okay, then what will happen is your Stratagem Nyx is gonna do a large quantity amount of damage out of this free Stigma set, okay? So I highly suggest that you get this Anna's Cardiac as soon as possible if you want to use on it on Stratagem Nyx. And for the 2 physical damage dealer, okay, one is the Swallowtail Phantasm, another one is Stygian Nymph, I suggest that you try to get Alicia, because Alicia is actually like dangerously good set in this game, okay? Okay, now let's talk about the elf. Which elf are actually based on which type of Vollerei character, okay? So first of all, let's talk about the okay, let's see, physical one. Now for physical one, I suggest that you start with this Blood Embrace. This one is free to get and also provides physical damage as well as shield breaking, which is a very good thing. But let's say you want to do even, let's say, larger amount of physical damage dealing, then this Stellasora is a very good option. Now in case if you're wondering, okay, how much good of an option, well, here's the thing, this Blood Embrace is an A rank and this Stellasora is an S rank. So obviously from this ranking perspective only, Stellasora is gonna provide you with large quantity of physical damage dealing. But in order to get this Stellasora, obviously you have to use crystals. So in case if you are wondering, okay, then what is the best option, I suggest that you collect a large quantity of these crystals in order to get this Stellasora, because Stellasora is gonna be a very worth it getting type of elf, okay? Now let's talk about the ice one. Now for the ice damage dealing Seele Vollerei, the third best option is the Book of Fuxi. Now Book of Fuxi does provide elemental support, which is why Book of Fuxi is a very good option, okay? But even though she is a very good option, I still suggest her as a third best option, okay? Now what is the second best option then? The second best option is this Water Edge. Now this Water Edge will provide you with ice support. Obviously ice support will give you more ice damage dealing output. Obviously this is the second best option. Now what is the first best option then? For the first best option, I suggest that you select this Ceylon's Elegy, okay? Because Ceylon's Elegy will provide ice damage dealing as well as ice support for the ice Seele Vollerei such as Nyx, okay? So this is overall my conclusion that Ceylon's Elegy is a very good option. If you want to use crystals, then I suggest that you use it on Ceylon's Elegy instead of this Water's Edge or this Book of Fuxi, okay? Okay, so we are now at the final part of the video where I'm gonna say that Seele Vollerei character is basically a very easy to understand character because she is a DPS character only. That is point number one. And point number two is, if you are, let's say, not at the beginning part, let's say at the end part of the gaming where you have enough materials to get all of the weapon set for all of the, let's say, Seele Vollerei character, only then you could be able to do a large quantity of damage on the enemies, okay? But when it comes to the Stigmata set, all of the Stigmata set are actually free to get, especially the grindable one, not the one which requires crystals, okay? So that is basically it for this character. So anyway, if you like this type of video, then I suggest that you might be wondering, okay, are there any other guides left? Yes. So there is this website which I have made called King1993 Gaming, okay? But here's the thing, this is a free website, which is why I suggest that you click on the link on the description, okay, to go to this website. Basically what I do is whenever I make a guide of a video, I just upload it to this website so that you guys will be take full advantage of this knowledge, and you guys will be able to know which other type of Valkyrie characters, or let's say weapons Stigmata set, are gonna be the next best option for you, okay? So if you like this type of video, then please definitely give a like and subscribe and click the bell notification icons to get more of this type of video. And in case if you are wondering about any of the other video, then I suggest that you go to the playlist to watch more, okay? So thank you and see you again next time. Bye.